warrior princess is in the house. Oh, I'm excited for this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should probably crack my drink open.
True.
Oh. I still have to say the best Gatorade is purple.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Like I had an orange one yesterday and I was like, this is not as good.
Not as good. No, sir.
Yeah.
Is she in the house?
Oh. We might have signal.
Oh, exciting.
Oh. Good old Zoom.
Yeah. No, but I don't know what it is. Do you like Gatorade, the G2 or the normal Gatorade? Because I say the G2 is actually better. I like it. I don't like the, like, when you look through it and you can't see through it. It's too syrupy for me, I think. It's too bleh.
That's fair.
Bleh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a preference. I don't drink it enough to like really care for one more than the other.
You're more of a soda guy or a pop guy or a water
I'd
guy?
say so.
What are you?
Yeah, water. Oh, we lost her.
Isn't Zoom a beautiful thing?
You.
Take two.
Boom.
Shit, that's funny.
Cool.
The warrior princess is in the house, is she?
Oh. There you are.
Yeah,
There she is.
iPad was not working, so we're doing Plan B, which is just my phone. So if it looks like crap,
fair. It's all good.
The warrior princess is in the house. How are you, dear?
good. How are you? I'm just sitting outside, so hopefully not too many people come by.
It's totally cool. It's totally cool. Thank you for taking some time out of your day. I know you're a busy lady and everything, so we greatly appreciate your time. I first discovered you like a week and a half ago when the Sons of Ragnar put up one of their shirts, and there was this beautiful young woman being yourself, and Mitch, he works with them. And I was just like, oh, this is super cool. And I clicked on your picture and I checked out your page, and all of a sudden I see this crazy powerlifting chick with fire-breathing skills and weapons and axes and fucking cool tattoos, and I'm like, this girl is the bomb. I gotta get her on my podcast and talk to her. So here you are.
Just like a highlight of really cool things that I can do. So I mean, I'm not that great.
I don't know. You seem like a pretty cool girl from what I can tell. How did you get into the fire breathing? You even got a little bit of a cool nickname from your brother, I think it was, the baby dragon.
Like most things, I will see something and then just decide, you know what, I'm going to try that and I'll bet I'm good at it. So we were watching this show, Avatar, and I'm like, wow, dragons are pretty cool. He's like, yeah, dragons are pretty cool. Another, so it's like, let's just try fire breathing, why not? And I mean, the first time I tried it, I think I drank more lamp oil than I actually spat out. So, we're gonna try it again, and it's like, I can do it again. So those pictures are probably from the third or fourth time I've ever tried it, and finally started feeling it. But I mean, it's definitely super easy if you don't mind drinking lamp oil and like maybe catching on fire.
Dope. So definitely be prepared to catch into incombustible flames.
That's really cool.
I can do it. So I have money.
Yeah, no, that's it's super cool. I mean, I didn't know that you had to drink lamp fluid. That's a different thing.
I mean, I think the goal is to not ingest as much lamp oil as you do, but it's just something that happens.
Have you ever caught on fire doing it? Have you ever gotten a little bit cooked, I guess you could say?
Well, I mean, I weld. So, I mean, I usually get paid to set myself on fire. So, like, why not just do it for free?
That's super cool.
Yeah, I've been welding for definitely caught myself on fire doing that a few times, and that's like significantly cool. So yeah.
That's definitely a story to tell at a party. Like people are like, "So it's the craziest thing you've done." Oh, I've set myself on fire a couple times, but it's a fun thing I've done. No, it's super cool. How did you get into powerlifting? I mean, there's not a lot of girls that are into. I've seen a few girls at the gym that can do deadlifts, and they do heavyweight, but you do real heavyweight. You're going for 300 pounds. Like that makes a lot of guys. That makes a lot of guys look like bitches.
I mean, that's usually the game plan. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Like the nicest human, I would never actually say that. My little brother is super into powerlifting, and we do absolutely everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I've always trained because I've played hockey my whole life. So I've always trained, but I'm like, you know what? Let's see how strong you can get. So that's how that can be out. But I mean, as soon as I pull 300, I'm getting an Arnold tattoo. So
nice. That's a good reward, an Arnold tattoo. For sure. That's like a good badge of like, I fucking hit 300 for sure.
I can pull, I'm about 15 pounds away now. So better than expected.
Nice. Damn, so 285. That's more than I've ever pulled, man. I can't do 285. I've tried, and I am just pretty sure I'm just gonna shit out my spine one of these days when I try.
The next few days, honestly, like probably get like 3 or 4 days. So I was like, ugh, was that a bad idea?
Yeah.
Oh well.
So what was COVID like for you guys? Because I'm sure you're down in the lower mainland and all the gyms shut down there for a little bit. I know MMA, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, that kind of stuff just kind of opened up about, I don't know, a month and a half ago. What was it like for you guys not being able to hit the gym so hard?
Pretty depressing, not gonna lie. Yeah. Home workout type thing. So it's definitely the same. But I mean, honestly, the only things that really changed out of my life was that I could not really go to the gym because I had to work full time I was working. But honestly, not having the gym open definitely helped me try new things. That's for sure. Like I tried hatchet throwing and just stuff. I mean, being in Vancouver, I guess we're super blessed because it's so like, I don't want to say not a big deal because it's definitely a big deal, but we definitely have a lot less shutdowns than like all my friends all over the world. Like I feel like we do have freedom down here. And like gyms the gym I go to has been open for like months now. So
wow.
No complaints here.
Well, that's good to hear. You're doing a lot better than a lot of the MMA guys. They were ready to fucking kill somebody over these last few months. They were going nuts not being able to go to sparring and stuff like that. So I'm happy you were able to train. That's good to hear.
I mean, I definitely feel like I lost a lot of my strength. So who knows? Maybe if I kept lifting over like the last few months, I would be well over 300 now. There's the Arnold tattoo. Like I already know I'm gonna regret it once I get it, but
nah, that'd be cool.
You have some pretty cool tattoos, I gotta say. Like your bring snacks one. I've always wanted to know the story behind that one because that's pretty funny. I mean, I know myself as a stoner, I'm always hungry. So I mean, like I'm sure there's been a time. I want to know what that story is around that tattoo.
Okay, it's so stupid. But I always throw up the shaka. You always got to do it. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah. There's the tattoo right there. There it is.
I feel like I'm super cool, and I think I'm going to be super cool till the day I die. So let's get a skeleton shaka, and I'm always down for snacks because snacks are just so jazzy. I'm like, if I was to ever get buried, what would my dream tombstone be? Like what encompasses my life? And it's snacks.
Oh, shit.
Burial, I would definitely want a tombstone that said who's got snacks.
Totally.
So on your tombstone, if somebody were to come and visit you, like a let's say one of your children or a cousin that's still alive or whatever the case, what would you want them to leave on your tombstone? Do you want them to leave snacks or flowers?
I would say snacks, definitely. And then maybe there'd be like creatures on my tombstone because they'd like eat the snacks. Raccoons and stuff. Like that's
That's dope. What's your favorite snack you'd want them to leave? Like if they left you your favorite snack, you'd come back and haunt them, so they better leave the first favorite.
Is it like super powerlifty to be like, you know what, protein bars? Gotta be protein bars.
Totally
Fair.
cool. That's totally cool. I wake up every morning and devour the shit out of at least 3 of them.
It's like obnoxious, like 350 calorie for like tiny barb. Yeah.
Oh shit. So what's your favorite season when it comes to lifting weights? Do you like cutting? Do you like bulking? I know just in general, like I know for me, I love eating comfort food, but I also really love seeing the progress of like when you start cutting down for summertime, you're like, oh, it's coming. Oh.
I mean, it's definitely a lot different this year compared to like any other years because of COVID. I mean, normally I do like cutting because you are like, I'm so much more into cardio when I'm cutting, and it's fun being like controlling your calories more. It's like comforting to like count calories and stuff. This is so different because there was like this weird break, and then you're like, well, now I just want to get some strength back, and if you want all your strength, you need to like eat more.
Totally, but it's summertime, so it's like kind of ass backwards.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. So like bulking during the summertime is definitely a weird move, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm kind of going through the same thing. Usually when I have my MMA fights, I fight in the summertime. I usually try and fight 2, maybe 3 times in the summer months just to get it out of the way, because wintertime sucks for cutting. It's cold. It's hard to get the sweat going. It's just no fun. So this summer I've kind of been doing the same thing. I've been eating a lot. And I'm like, oh, I don't really like that number on the scale. I don't really like taking my shirt off sometimes. But hey, it's bulking season apparently.
It's like a perfect excuse for like all of the quarantine weight. It's like, you know what? Bulking season.
Totally. Yeah. So how do you like working with the Sons of Ragnar crew? I know Mitch loves working with them. They're a pretty cool little company. What's your experience been like with them?
They're definitely like super cool little company. The guys that run it, they're so nice. As soon as I first put my order in, they were so cool. They're so nice. When I start posting my pictures, they're like, "We are sending you more. Like, keep doing cool stuff and posting stuff." Like, you want me to do like the normal things that I would spend my time doing, but also I'll do it in your t-shirts. Like, sure, yeah, they're definitely nice, and it is kind of weird because if you look at me, it's not like I look like the typical Viking. Like I'm definitely more than any Viking most people have ever seen. You know what? Kudos to you guys for giving this like brown skinned chick a chance. Appreciate it.
Oh man, no, it's our pleasure. You're a stunning girl. You're fun to talk to. It's been fun even to like chit chatting with you over the last couple of days. Just you'll put something funny up in your story and I'll comment. And you're like, I'm gonna try and be interesting in the podcast. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh shit, you're interesting already. You're funny as it is, just being you. And that's what we try to do on this thing. Like anybody, like when we had Mitch on here. I don't know. I can't remember. Was Mitch drinking that time? Or was that before or after he cooked the wagon wheel and almost burned his house to the
ground? So the first time we had him on was before the wagon wheel. And then the second time recently with Phil was like I think just after, but like or just after, just before, one of the two. I can't remember exactly.
God. I love that guy. He's an absolute beast and such a character. Fucking almost killed himself cooking a wagon wheel.
Such a long call. I was like, oh my god, I could tell the whole story of my life like 3 times in 3 hours.
But no, that's super cool that you're working with them and that they're nice people. Like I heard the same thing from Mitch, that they're really, really sweet guys. Is that something that you want to keep doing? Is like building like almost like the influencer feel? Like, you know, throw on Sons of Ragnar, get a protein deal, maybe get some watches or some shoes going on. Are you wanting to get into movies? Like, do you have an end goal you want to reach?
It's just to me. I don't know if I could. Like, I love it. I love working with them. I love like promoting their stuff, but I don't know. I think there's such a negative connotation to the whole influencer.
Fair. What's the negative feel that you get about the influencer thing?
Oh, I mean,
is it kind of tacky?
It's just like, I don't want to lose any kind of like authenticity to myself, because I feel like everything I throw up is stuff that I'm proud of and like actually represents me. And I think a lot of the whole influencing thing, it's so like forced almost. I just don't, if I can do it, it's genuine to me, I would definitely consider it, but
totally.
No.
Yeah, no, they always say that's the best way to like promote yourself, as they say, like just be you and do cool things that you like to. And I think that you yourself are a cool human being. I think that's why they reached out to you, so that you're just kind of like a neat human being. You bring people in easily, and you're very fun to talk to. Is there something that you want to get into? Like, if you're not looking to be like an influencer or anything like that, like, do you want to get into modeling one day? Do you want to get into like maybe doing some TV shows or a movie? Like, is acting something that's up your alley?
I mean, I would never say like no to any type of opportunity. I mean, cool. I think modeling would be super cool, but I'm also like, you can't tell, but I am covered in welding burns. And just like hard, so sad that it would definitely be a very niche modeling and acting job. People have to be like, you know what, the girl that looks like she just like went through battle, you're up. We'll see. I'm definitely never like opportunities though, for sure.
Yeah. No, for sure. Opportunities are fun when they come by, and they're always kind of fun to see what happens. But I don't think there's anything wrong with a girl with some battle wounds or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Shows character, in my opinion.
Totally.
I mean, I hope so. Like, I literally just cut my thumb open with a grinding disc 2 days ago, and it looks so gross.
Oh, man. Oh, that's hilarious. I cut my leg the other day, and my son looked at me, and he's like, "Oh my God, Dad, you're going to die." I'm like, "Don't worry, son. It's okay." He's 4 years old, so he thinks anytime you cut yourself that you're going to die. It's pretty funny.
I mean, it's definitely fun. Like, I remember growing up, my mom was so like, "Do not get scars. You're gonna hate it." Because I used to like fall out of trees, fall off my bike. Like, she's like, "You're gonna regret those." Mom, I'm paid for these scars now. It's awesome.
Do you have a scar that you're most proud of? Like, is there a scar that you have an awesome story behind that you're like, this was worth every second of the pain of earning this scar?
Let me think. Actually, I do have some scars on my legs that were from barnacles, when I thought it would be a super fun idea to go like skinny dipping in this like little cave off the like California coast, and the waves were more aggressively than I thought they were going to. I pulled myself up this like, rock wall that's covered in barnacles. I'm like, I need to make it up or I'm gonna die. Like, I'm gonna get stuck to my feet.
Jeez.
Cut up by these barnacles. I'm like, you know what? It was a good time.
It was a good time. Oh man. I think that's one of the things I like about you the most, that I can tell from your personality. Like, you're down for an adventure. You're always down for an adventure, it seems like. Have you always been like this open, free spirit of going out there, jumping into the ocean, possibly being killed by octopus and barnacles?
I think so. Like, I always think so. I feel like I'm a very go with the flow person.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine not being go with the flow. Like, that seems like a really stressful time.
Yeah, totally.
Fair.
I'm always up for adventure and always up for, you know what? I'm here for a good time, not a long time, kind of thing.
Yeah. One of my favorite things you said was like, you want to live to inspire others, or exist to inspire. And that's a really cool thing. One thing that I saw in one of your pictures was a punching bag in the corner of the room. And as you know, I'm involved in MMA. I love people that punch things and other people. It's my shit. Would you ever get into MMA with your battle scars and everything? Like, would you be down to get in there and fuck a chick up? I would. Okay, well, I'm super nice. So I would like to go and compete. And if see, you can compete.
Like, Yeah, like I would totally be into that for sure. I think it'd be super cool. I mean, for the most part, like, my brother and I will just like train with the heavy bag. We'll train with like the pads and stuff, but I've never really considered doing MMA. But I mean, I definitely think I could be into it if I did more cardio.
Oh.
More on my cardio, I'd be super into it.
It's funny you mentioned that. I thought for a while when I did MMA, my cardio was going to be dog shit when I get it. I got a little bit too much body fat for this right now. I shouldn't really be at 155 pounds. I should probably be at like 170. And man, my cardio was still fine. I didn't feel the greatest in there, but I mean, my cardio was all right. But no, that's super cool that you consider getting in there. There's not a lot of girls, but it's funny you mentioned that you're like a sweetheart. Like most of the girls that fight are the sweetest girls you would ever meet in the world. They will give you their shirt off their back. They'll give you food because you got nothing left. But they will, like, they're coming. They're gonna punch you in the face and beat you up. I love it.
One of the reasons why my brother Hugo gave me that baby dragon nickname, because like I try very hard to be aggressive, but there is just that you can't cut like the adorable like sweetness. So he's like, you're like a dragon, but a dragon. Not quite.
Oh.
Both sides of personality, like a warrior princess, baby dragon.
It's funny, before you got on here, I asked Jordan, I'm like, Jordan, I need you to look up a picture of Xena, the warrior princess. Like, I know that she has dark hair, and Xena had dark hair, but do they look similar at all? And I'm like, no, they don't. But I definitely know that Anneka could beat the fuck out of her and take her sword and shit and be like the warrior princess. Like, you have that vibe. You're so sweet. You still beat the shit out of her, though.
My boss likes to call me Shira, even though I'm not like a blonde, blue-eyed human. It's just the end. The Shira energy. Compliment.
Oh, that's funny.
Love it.
So what is your job title for those people that have no idea? Like, what do you do for a normal day job?
I am a welder / fabricator. Very glitzy over here.
Very nice. Very nice. That's super cool. What made you want to get into that? That is a harder job than I've heard a lot of girls say they want to take on.
I make life decisions on a whim a lot. So
I like it.
I was going to like actual university on an educational scholarship that I got through high school, and I was studying law. And I went there for like a few months. I'm like, this is not it. I am not into the whole academic. I was just in bed one day looking at it. And so like, you know what sounds cool? Welding sounds cool.
Totally.
So it is what it is. But yeah, I have a lot of girls that will message me that have never done trades before, super green, like no experience, and they'll want to get into welding. Cool. Welding is like an intense level of trades to go from 0 to 100. Definitely not the same as like just general labor. Like you have to really be comfortable, basically being like physically uncomfortable for your entire shift. But I think it pays off.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. Like I was saying, that's a harder and more intense job than most females are understanding, and like. I'm sure I gotta ask you, what's the funniest question that a girl sent you when they're trying to talk about welding? Are they like, is this gonna be super fun and easy? Like, am I gonna make a lot of money and it's just easy work? Or like, what's it like for you?
It's funny because like the questions I get from girls are so much different from like questions I get from guys. As soon as a guy understands that I'm a welder, it's always like, can you make me this? Can you fix my truck? Can you do this and that?
Fair enough.
Girls like asking me about welding, and then I'll look at their profile and they'll have like the perfect acrylic nails and like everything is perfect. I'm like, what you're gonna need to on is like you need to completely not care about your like appearance if you're gonna go into welding, because it's going to be ruined. Like dumb comments I've gotten. This girl asked me the pros and cons of welding, and I typed her like very thorough, very long pros and cons list. Like I thought about it and I tried like to give her like a good answer, because I love seeing girls in trades. I've like loved seeing girls in welding. I think it's so badass.
Yeah, so you put some love into this message.
To my like very long message, all she replied was, yeah, I just want to get into welding because I think I get along with guys a lot better than girls. And I'm like, oh God, that is not.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
And
That's just a big red flag.
I know. One of the things I told her was like that I've met like some of my best friends and like some of the coolest chicks I've ever met were like the girls I've welded with, because you have such an unbreakable bond. Like there's so few of you. And like that was her one response.
Yeah.
Like, I can work with guys. Fuck, I'm so happy I spent half an hour typing this up for you.
Oh. So, yeah. It's funny. I've had the same thing with MMA guys. All of a sudden be like, yeah, I want to be the next UFC champ. I'm like, yeah, hold on. I'll get you on the roster. It takes 2 seconds. Don't worry. Where's your driver's license?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's funny. It's super cool that you do welding, that you're into the powerlifting, the fire breathing. Like, in my opinion, you're probably one of the coolest chicks that I've ever gotten to talk to as far as like having a thorough conversation with. And I'm curious, like, how did you and your brother develop such a strong bond? Most siblings are not that tight. There's a lot of sibling rivalry. That's what that old saying is, what creates sibling rivalry, having more than one child. But you guys seem like you have a super strong, cool bond, and that's awesome.
Okay. Well, the thing is that a lot of people don't realize is I actually have 2 brothers.
Yeah.
And my older brother's definitely left out a lot, but my younger brother, we go by emotional support twins. Because like ever since we were younger, everybody just assumed we were twins growing up because we were so like 2 peas in a pod. Like we would not be separated. So we've just gone by twins this whole time, and I'll refer to him as my twin, and he refers to me as his twin. So people like legitimately think we're twins, and it's awesome. But it's just great. Like, I call him my built-in best friend, because like we've just always been so close growing up, and even like as we've grown up, every single one of our hobbies, like music taste, movies, every interest we have is exactly the same. Like it's super weird. It's just like having a male clone of myself, and I think I'm super cool. So it's just like basically having like a built-in like best friend that I get to hang out with all the time. And it's like awesome.
That is super cool.
We have like blood tattoos, even though we're not actually twins. Which is, you know what? We'll like commit to it.
That is cool. Super cute. How many tattoos do you have? Like, how many times have you gone to a tattoo shop and you're like, I need a new tattoo, and then they finish it and they're like, I need another new tattoo? How many you got on there?
I don't know. That's a hard question. Because like, does a sleeve count?
I would say so. Like my sleeve, I count as 1 tattoo. Like this whole thing, I count as 1.
I don't know.
I don't know, like 38 or 36 hours of tattooing.
I would probably say, like, if I were to count numbers as this as 1, somewhere between 20 and 25. I honestly forget about that. I'm a sucker for just throwing money away on tattoos, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. No, that's super cool that you got so many tattoos. I like seeing girls with tattoos. I think it's a cool thing when you see a girl with a tattoo.
Yeah, once you start, like I started getting them honestly only when I was 18, and I was like hooked after I got 2. And I was super embarrassed when I got my first 2 little tiny ones. I was like, oh yeah, ink. Check me out. I had like a tiny quote and then like a little maple leaf. Like I'm so
super Canadian. A little boat and a maple leaf. Super Canadian.
My best friend and I, we both have like matching little maple leaves. Yeah, when I first got tattoos, I was definitely that one person. I was like, you know what? Every single tattoo I'm gonna get is gonna be meaningful. I'm gonna be able to explain it. And now I'm just like, how much do I love sushi? Enough to get 1 tattooed on me. And that's either, which is the embarrassing part.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, I only have the one sleeve, and it's been a few, I guess we're coming up on 12 years since I've gotten my last tattoo, and I need to get a new one.
God, I
have a 4-year-old now, so I need to get his name on me somewhere. And I'd like to get a raven on the side of my head and shit like that. Really start going into like this whole Viking look thing. People are gonna start asking me if I actually want to go raiding, and I don't.
Just go balls to the wall, start getting your head tattooed. I mean, I have a little tattoo on my head. It doesn't hurt at all. And you can say you have your head tattooed, which is always cool.
Yeah, see, and that's kind of how I look at it. Like, I think it's funny when people are like, yeah, the tattoos on the back of your hand, like on your neck, like there's a reason why they're called like job deniers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to be on a podcast forever. That's why Jordan and I do this. I want to sell t-shirts and say things I shouldn't say for a living.
I mean, that's the thing about trades, though. A lot of people, they just don't care. You can do your job. It's not like,
yeah.
I mean, I can comb it all day, every day. It's not like anyone is caring.
Very true. Yeah. No, it's fun. I don't know. I like doing this podcast because I get to talk to interesting people like yourself, and I get to make Jordan incredibly uncomfortable with some of the merchandise I make. So,
yep.
It's fun. It's fun to make people uncomfortable sometimes, isn't it?
Yep, definitely.
But so what's in the future for you? Do you have any fun projects going on that you're working on? Is there anything in the works that you got coming up that you want to talk about that you're looking forward to?
I don't know. I'm literally the least interesting human in the world.
I disagree.
Yep.
No, literally all I care about right now is trying to pull 300 pounds and continuing to make cool stuff. Like,
yeah.
I got off topic because I just saw something that I'm working on right now, but it's not anything like a cool thing I'm working towards. It's just something I decided to make yesterday, and I'm going to see if it works this weekend.
Ooh.
Do you know what a meteor hammer is?
I don't think I do, but explain. I'm interested.
Have you ever seen Kill Bill?
Yes.
Okay, so you know like a really young girl, and she has that like chain, and there's a ball on the end of it, and she whips it around, and that's her like weapon.
Yes. Yeah, the mace.
Okay, so your hammer. And so I decided I want to make one of those, but I want it to be flammable. So what I did is, you see how it's all round, right? Mine Mine is just bent flat bar in like a circle, so I can weave oil-soaked cloth around it, so I can light it on fire and then whip it around when it's on fire. And I know that sounds really sadistic. I promise I'm not a crazy person. I just thought it.
No, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
Cool. So this weekend, find out if my creation works or not. Hopefully, if I kill myself with it or not. That's also fun.
I think you're my hero. That's fucking awesome. There's a guy I follow on Instagram, and he kind of has something that, like what Jordan was just showing there on the screen, how they're round. I don't know what the fuck he does with this thing, though. It's a bar, and he just kind of like shakes it, and he's able to do like these fire tornadoes and things, and it's crazy to watch. I have no idea how he does it. I have no idea what his name is, so I can't even have Jordan look him up. But it's fucking crazy.
That's like my one issue. I'm like, you know what? That's cool, but it'd be a lot cooler if it was on fire.
Totally.
Yeah.
That is a good way to make things more intense. Just set it on fire. Yeah.
Totally.
So how did you come up with the creation for yours? Like you're saying, you made yours like a flat bar, and you're planning on putting the cloth in there and stuff. How did you come up with that design?
Well, I was just looking at like a hollow one, and I was thinking originally of just like making having a sphere, about like a metal sphere, and then wrapping it with cloth, like having a solid sphere, wrapping it. But then I figured if it's hollow, I can like, when I whip it around, the oxygen will flow through it, and then the fire will get even bigger. So I was we're just like a little hollow, so I can weave the cloth through it, and it'll make a bigger fire.
Like a mad scientist.
But if I always say you gotta go balls to the wall with things. So we're gonna go from 0 to 100, and giant flaming ball is what I'm going for.
That is so cool. I hope you put videos and stuff of that up. That's gonna be sweet.
Now I hope it works. Now I really talked it up, so I'm really hoping it actually works. If I don't post pictures of it this weekend, just know it ultimately failed. Like it
was not. Oh man. Well, all I hope is that you don't catch yourself on fire and end up in the hospital or something like that. That would suck. That would be horrible.
I'm gonna probably do it next to the ocean, so like quick.
Smart.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So, and then I won't light anything there either.
True. Yep.
I mean, my concern is like taking my knees out or like bashing myself in the head. So
yeah.
Is it pretty heavy?
It's probably just the ball is about like 10 pounds, but then with the chain whipping around, it's like 30.
Yeah. Yeah. So you definitely give yourself a good fucking whack in the leg with one of those things to cut your hair.
Anything this weekend, anything at all, I'm probably dead. Like that.
Damn. Well, at least we got you on the podcast so people know how you went out.
Yeah. Like,
this will be on global news, you know, they'll just be like, and tonight, a very sad story. A young woman, Anneka, set herself on fire and also bashed herself in the face with her own self-creation. Margaret.
Right.
Oh, man.
So besides being a badass, creating flaming torture devices that you're using for entertainment of art, which is very cool. What would you say is like a pastime of yours that most people probably wouldn't guess? Like, what's something you like to do in your spare time? Are you a girl that like goes on and all of a sudden you're like, I'm playing Call of Duty Warzone and I'm better than everybody?
Okay, I'm gonna lose points because no, I'm not that cool. Like, I'm not a video game person.
It's fun.
Fair.
I mean, definitely anything outside. Like, I'm a sucker for if it's a nice day. Like, I will definitely just love reading books by the ocean. Or not to be self-righteous. And I actually don't like talking about it because as soon as you bring it up, you sound self-righteous. But I definitely do like doing my own little one-man shoreline cleanups. So I was like that chick on the like at the beach with like bags of garbage, just like picking up garbage. And
that doesn't sound like, cliche at all. That sounds like just like a sweet soul thing to do. It just sounds like you care about the planet.
Ocean, I'm a sucker for it. And I always like, I'll pick up all this garbage. This could kill a turtle. Better pick it up.
I fucking love turtles. I love turtles. You know, if I die and I come back as a turtle, I'll remember this and I'll thank you for cleaning up the ocean. I'll thank
pick
you.
up as I can so you don't die.
Totally. That'd be hilarious. I'd be hilarious if you picked up like a 6-pack of like what the beers go in, the little 6-pack holders. And like it was gonna kill me if I came back as a turtle, but it actually saved me because you picked it up. Oh my god! What a...
Now you're welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I can thank you now. Tomorrow.
I'm picking up like these kids can come out here and have their fires, but they can't pick up after themselves. And then there's just like the normal beach goers and they're enjoying their day, and I'm just out there like covered in just sweat in my garbage bags. Don't worry.
Don't worry, just clean it up over here. Oh, that's cool. That's super cool though that you care that much, that you go out there and you actually do that. So I commend you on that. I wish more people would do that. Do you think that's an odd thing about people nowadays? Like, you know, for 2020, it was kind of a shit show year. 2019, like at the end of it, everybody was like, fuck, I can't wait to brush my hands with this. All of a sudden, 2020 came along, and 3 days later, they're like, fuck, in 2019, please come back. And the whole year's just kind of been a bit of a mess. We've had riots. We've had people that just don't really seem to care. We have COVID going on. What's the whole year kind of been like for you as far as like watching humans?
I mean, It's definitely interesting. Oh, I'm about to be interrupted. You can come. You may pass, my child. I told you literally, Darren, like an idiot. Anyways, you can't close the gate. Come on. Of this family. I keep this family together. Anyways,
you're the glue of the family.
It's definitely interesting. It's I mean, I do have a lot of friends in the States, and there's a lot like more of a divide up there than it is really up here. But it's just kind of interesting to see how people can make almost anything a political debate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is
totally
exhausting almost. But yeah, the good is I have seen a lot of people that are taking like more of an interest in different like civil rights movements and different like obvious equality issues. So it's honestly like it's interesting for me to see like so many people embracing it. But on the flip side, there are like just so many people that are just against it for reasons I don't really understand. It's like I don't know how you can see it like a statement that it's like police brutality is not great and then like argue against that statement. It's like kind of confusing to me. But I mean it is it is like heartwarming to see how many people actually are starting to care. Because I'm kind of loud about it all the time. But it's cool to see like especially younger people get involved and like care about people like have seen in the past.
Yeah, well, that was one of my questions was like, you know, you touched on it, like it's heartwarming to see all these people going out there and doing it and whatnot. And like you said, it's a little frustrating that it's been made into a bit of a political debate and how people can argue, you know, like police brutality is bad. And they're like, well, you know, there's some pros and cons. You're like, no, it's just bad. It's just bad. There's nothing good about that old man falling over and cracking his head open on the sidewalk. That's not a good thing. But is it a little bit surprising to you that we're still dealing with this stupid stuff in 2020? Like, it seems like we've had a lot of time and we should have already figured this stuff out.
I mean, it is kind of surprising, but like as an obvious person of color, the thing that was most surprising to me was the amount of non-colored people that were like shocked and like did not see racism as much until it was like blatantly put in their face. Because I mean, I guess growing up, especially my mom is like a very obvious immigrant that like I have just like experienced it and I've seen it. It's like part of like my whole like childhood growing up. Like I've just noticed it more. And I think just the one thing that surprised me that in like 2020 that there were so many people that just didn't like see it. And that's not like not hate like bashing on anyone. Like if you don't experience it, who like it's not like you'd notice it, right? But I was just basically really surprised that people are like, oh, I'm learning about this racism. What? You guys didn't know that this was happening? Like you guys didn't know all the time? But it's I mean it's nice to like all my like white friends that are like acknowledging it.
I love the air mark. My white friend. That's just funny. I thought that was funny.
Like I feel like it's like almost like a derogatory term now, and I'm like, no, I say it with love. I love
people. You know, it's funny you mention that. It's funny you mention that because I think a lot of people feel that way. Like they're almost not sure what to say or think anymore because you're like, what is bad and what isn't bad, and like if I just have an opinion, like is my opinion actually bad?
Yeah,
you know, it is. Yeah, there's a lot of sensitivity, a lot of eggshells being walked on right now. So I totally feel you on that.
Which is also like another issue. I feel like people that are just so extreme with it, and like I'm all for like at the end of the day, just being a nice person. Like we don't all need to agree on things, so like just be a nice person and don't like don't just echo everything you're seeing online. Like form your own opinions. Like you don't need to go to one extreme or another. Like there is a happy medium where you can just and that's what I really try to bring every day is just to be a nice person as much as I can. But it's kind of it's kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like some people just super extreme about it, and it's like you can't really like all cops are bastards and then try to be a nice person.
No, you make a lot of valid points there, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think like for a lot of like people, I mean, I do get a lot of messages whenever I go to like different activist events. Like people are like, oh, like it's so inspiring. Like people want to be involved. And like the best thing you can do is just be a nice person and just treat everyone equally and like call out bad people, but just at the end of the day, just be a nice person. Like it's not hard. Like to just even make the world a slightly better place by being kind to everyone, you know?
Totally.
That's just kind of how I try to live life, but I don't know.
I wish the world had more people like you that were like that. They just wanted to make the world a better place. Because don't you think that's really what it is? Like just a couple small acts of kindness each day will slowly make the world a better place. I wonder sometimes if like the people that don't want to do nice things or like leave a nice compliment, like if they're just like deep down to the bone, like they can't even say anything nice. Like if it's a nice day, somebody walks by, they're like, it's a beautiful day, isn't it, Randy? He's like, I fucking hate today. It's sunny and I hate flowers and breathing. It's just shit. Like, is that what that guy's life is like?
It's so crazy that exists to me. Like it's so weird, but I don't know. I'm just like a very positive person, and it's kind of like, oh, kind of crazy that I find fault in everything. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's pretty funny. Jordan, what time are we at here? I hope we're not keeping her too long because I know
it's
she has to be
8:18 my time, so I think 5:18 for you guys, I believe.
5:18.
So okay. Yeah, just about.
Fair
enough.
I didn't want to keep you too long because I know you got stuff going on.
Okay, well, the only thing is, like, I'm supposed to be at a brewery later, and I wish I had a cooler, like, excuse than that, but it's literally, like, you need people to drink beer, like.
No, that's totally cool. I totally understand it. I am a rabid White Claw fan. I hate to admit it, but I am. I'd be lying if I said I don't have many empties beside my desk.
I've never had White Claw. Like, I've never tried a White Claw.
It literally tastes like nothing with a hint of something.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's essentially water with booze in it that tastes like you almost smell it more than you taste it. It's like mango or lime or cherry or pomegranate or whatever the hell it is. And when you smell it, you're like, oh, that's the flavor. You don't really taste it.
Wow,
so like,
I will definitely.
Yeah, and they're fantastic. I think you would love them because there's 1 gram of carbohydrates in them and there's 0 calories. So like if you're weight training, like they're fucking amazing. You can drink a million of these things and they don't really affect you. And like for me, if I go for a run, this is not what I suggest to anybody to do, but if you have a podcast at noon, the best you can do is go for a run at 9:30 and then come home and just start slamming these things. Because they don't taste like anything, and you get about 5 deep in 10 minutes, and you're like, holy shit, I'm having a great podcast today.
Yep. Yep. I think, Scott,
yeah. I will try it on live stream and see what happens.
Yes. I will be on the live stream. I will be sitting there being like, yes, I'll cheer you on.
A strange man on the internet. Let me do this, guys. How's it working out?
Oh shit, that's funny. No, I've greatly enjoyed talking to you. You seem like a really cool girl, and I've liked hearing like where your mind goes with everything, and you just seem like an absolutely sweet soul. I don't want to keep you too much longer because I do know that you got to get going and you have stuff going on. So, is there anything that you want to talk about? Anything that you want to touch on?
Oh God.
Okay. I'm not trying to put you on the spot here. I'm not trying to.
I'm definitely ready to start. Nice people. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, keep being rad and nice to people. That's the one in the world. Be nice to everyone. Yeah, I mean, This was actually super fun. I was super nervous because I feel like I'm just not an interesting person.
Oh, you totally are.
I'm happy it wasn't too awful for you guys. Like, hopefully you can find something to work with.
Oh, no, well, it's actually funny because we'll be asking you to come back on again, and we'll probably make you go through the whole heebie-jeebies again at some point. It'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see, like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It was definitely like first date. You got to just get it out of the way, and then you're good to go. I feel like I will definitely do better next time, I promise. And we will see if my meteor house works out or not.
Well, it's funny. I can't wait to see about like what happens with your contraption that you've made there to see if you set yourself on fire or not. That's going to be fun to see. I can't wait to talk to you more about like the tattoos that you probably have on the way that are going to be very spontaneous and not planned, which I love. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because at some point I'm going to contact you and be like, so if you want to beat up a chick, I got a guy that knows a guy that can get you to beat up a chick in a cage. Like I can make this happen.
I'm definitely into that.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun talking to you, dear, and I appreciate just even you giving us some of your time. We had a huge guest on, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and he's a guy that Jordan and I have both been following for quite some time. And I was just shitting bricks the entire time he was on. He's sitting there, he's like, "Oh, hi guys, it's nice to talk to you." And I'm like, So I totally understand the first day heebie-jeebies. It's not a problem. I totally get it. But you did fantastic, and I just want to say thank you for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me. And I'll definitely, now that I got the first date heebie-jeebies out of the way, I swear I will be better next time.
Well, thank you so much, dear. No, I greatly appreciate it. Jordan, is there anything that you want to mention?
I'll have Anneka's Instagram linked down below if you want to go check her out, give her a follow. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. This is actually super fun. I was really nervous, but it was really fun.
No problem. Hopefully we'll get you for a little bit longer next time and we don't interrupt your drinking time and your brew buddies and all the fun stuff that you got going.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for inflating my ego as much as you guys did.
Oh, no problem. It's what we like to do. Awesome. Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you guys again, hopefully, if this doesn't bomb too hard.
Awesome. No, God, we live a very free life.
Yeah.
Take care.
Okay, have a good evening. I'll think about you guys while I'm drinking. Don't worry.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks, dear.
Bye.